My mother told me girls shouldn't play sports because girls that play sports grow muscles. And men don't like girls with muscles. And that was the thinking of the times. So when I was 13 and started high school as a sophomore, I was the girl without any skills, the last one to be chosen for any team. My school was built in 1925, and not a whole lot had changed, including the girls' gym suits. They were green, they had a ruffled collar and puffy sleeves, and bloomer bottoms, volumes of fabric held together with elastic that pooched out. I always felt like a lamb chop in one of those frilly paper holders. And we had to embroider our names across the back. So I had my maiden name, Copperman, plastered across my back in great big letters. I couldn't even embarrass myself anonymously. But come mid-year, my folks sold the house and we moved. And I found out the first day in my new school, I wasn't going to have to wear those ridiculous green bloomers because the gym suit in my new school was so modern. It was a blue camp shirt with shorts that the girls rolled up. And I came home all excited and I said, "Mom, I have to get a new gym suit." And she said, "What do you mean a new gym suit? I just got you a gym suit. There's nothing wrong with it." "But Mom, in my new school, everybody wears blue, and my gym suit is green." "Blue, green, what's the difference? You tell your teacher your mother said that you could wear green." So I pleaded with her, "But Mom, all the other girls wear shorts, and my gym suit has bloomers." And she said, "And if all the other girls were jumping off the Empire State Building, you jump too?" "No, I'm not made from money, and I'm not buying something you don't need." And that was the end of the discussion. Well, come 12 o'clock every day, 30 girls would pile into the girls' locker room, change for gym, go down into the gym, and 29 girls in sporty blue outfits, and me in my green bloomers. And I got used to being the oddball, and time passed, and the bleakness of February passed and changed into the bluster of March. And then one day in April, our teacher blew her whistle and said, "Girls, it's such a beautiful day. We're going to play baseball out on the field." And my heart sank. 12 o'clock was the senior lunch hour. And all the senior boys would take their sandwiches out onto the ball field and sit in the bleachers. And of course, nothing was going to be more fun than watching the sophomore girls try to play baseball. So we divided into two teams, and I was chosen last. And I tried to surround myself with my classmates as we stepped out onto the field. And I sat down on a bench and I prayed, "Oh, don't let them call my name, don't let them call my name." And the first inning came and went. "Don't let them call my name, don't let them call my name." And the second inning came and went. "Don't let them call my name. Copperman, you're up." Well, by this time, all the boys had moved down to the bottom rows of bleachers. And they were cheering for all the girls as they came out. And they were chanting, "Home run, home run, we want a home run." And I stepped out onto the field, and a hush settled all over the bleachers. And I stepped up to the plate, I picked up the bat, and I heard one voice shouting out, "Hey, Copperman, you're wearing your mother's underwear. And all the boys took up the chant, "You're wearing your mother's underwear, you're wearing your mother's underwear." And I wanted to run away and hide. I really wanted to die, but ball one was coming at me. And I swung and I missed, and I thought, how could my mother not understand how embarrassing this is? And ball two came at me, and I swung and I missed, and I thought, oh, if I ever find out who that jerk was in the bleachers, I'll give him a piece of my mind. And ball three came at me, and I swung, crack! And I just stood there. It was hard to imagine that I had connected with the ball until my teacher said, "Run!" So I pointed to the first base to make sure I was going to go in the right direction. She nodded. So I laid the bat carefully down on the ground, and I started running. And she yelled, "Keep running!" So I ran, and all my classmates yelled, "Keep running!" And I ran, and I ran, and I ran all the way to home. And when I got to home, even the boys in the bleachers were cheering, and my teammates were cheering for me. But that didn't make up for the embarrassment of being seen in those ridiculous green bloomers. And that humiliation hung on me like a shroud. And as I walked home from school that day, my neighbor motioned to me across the street. And I went over and she said, "Madeline, I'm so glad I caught you. I was hoping I'd see you. My babysitter is sick. I'm supposed to meet my husband in the city. We're going out. It's going to be a late night. But can you sit? I pay very well." And she did, $1 an hour. And so I took that job. And on Saturday morning, I went shopping. And when Monday, 12 o'clock came, 30 girls got dressed for gym and piled down through the double doors onto the polished wooden floor. And I knew the exquisite adolescent pleasure of looking just like everyone else. Thank you.